Alright, hello everyone, how are you all doing today? I myself am doing rather well, and I wanted to go through the news that the new Looney Tunes reboot will not be featuring any guns. That's right, they will not be featuring any guns within the show, even though I believe HBO Max seems to be more adult orientated. They should be working on the opposite spectrum from Disney Plus. In my opinion, while Disney Plus is what you can get for your kids, HBO Max should be what you get for yourself and such. Now, moving past the discussion whether HBO Max is worth it or not, I do plan on supporting them myself when the Snyder Cut drops, but I don't know if I will support them past that, or if they offer a Blu-ray release of the Snyder Cut, I might as well just go for that and not support HBO Max in of itself. Otherwise, speaking back on Looney Tunes, I'm a big fan of the Looney Tunes. I grew up with all the classic shows being aired on Cartoon Network, as many of my peers have, that being 90s kids. And I even loved the Looney Tunes show where everyone was essentially in a sitcom setting, and yeah, I found it to be hilarious to watch my favorite cartoon characters just be mundane situations, but they still had outlandish aspects to them as well. There's one episode where Daffy joins the Marines, and Bugs is stuck on in a like a gulag of sorts, a prison, and Daffy comes to rescue him. And it's just insane just seeing Daffy Duck fire off a gun uh, shoot, I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. It's just insane to see Daffy shooting a automatic rifle while the helicopter takes off. It's some of the best content I've ever seen, honestly. And now they're gonna get rid of moments like that and moments like from the original cartoons because they will not feature guns anymore. And there's not even much of a gun debate going on right now. In fact, I think more now more than ever, people are practicing their Second Amendment rights because of all the violence going on. So everyone is getting their own gun for the first time and realizing how difficult it is to get it and how much protection something like that can offer. Anyways, we can get into the article right now. So, HBO Max's new Looney Tunes cartoon series will not see Elmer Fudd, Yosemite Sam, or any other character carrying a gun. In an interview with the New York Times, showrunner Peter Braungart Gart confirmed that the team behind the new animated series made an active decision to scrub the Toon team of their firearms for the reboot series, which is just crazy because those guns are actually as much of part of the characters as their personalities or their designs are. Let me rephrase that better. Those guns are part of their design heavily so, and it's crazy. I can't believe that they would even think of doing this, but at the same time, there are a bunch of people who are just so sensitive around these topics, they can't even bother talking about it because it makes them feel uncomfortable. It's and you shouldn't feel uncomfortable with a cartoon, really. That should be where you explore the things that make you uncomfortable. And especially with the Looney Tunes, because of course they're the Looney Tunes. They're wacky, they're loony, and they're absolutely screwy and all that. In an interview, read that in one animated short titled Dynamite Dance, Elmer Fudd approaches Bugs Bunny with a scythe rather than his signature rifle. The two characters then proceed to rollick and back and forth through a slapstick-driven sequence of classically orchestrated chaos. Now, I've seen one Tweety short that they have, and they're running into a problem already that plagues reboots, and that is the fact that they are very heavily emulating the style of the original cartoons without understanding what made it great. And even in the Tweety cartoon, there is what people call a reference, and the Looney Tunes aren't that innocent of making references in the classic cartoons. There's many actors and actresses that get lampooned in the original shorts, and many of them, most people won't recognize today. So I don't really see that aging it as much as the fact that they don't understand what goes into the humor of Looney Tunes, and they're because it's really well written, the original Looney Tunes, because they were written for an adult audience. Lots of people don't realize cartoons started out, such as Looney Tunes, started out for adults. They were a sort of pre-show to movies. When you wanted to go out to a movie, you would have an animated short before the movie. And so that's why Looney Tunes was kind of adult-orientated when it first came out. But of course, since then, this idea that cartoons are only for kids has come out, and it's vastly neutered what can happen in these shows. I personally demand more violence in my shows, honestly. More freedom to do so with all that stuff. It used to be fine that you can just get away with replacing the guns with laser beams and stuff, but even those are kind of being villainized now. We're not doing guns, Braungart said. But we can do cartoony violence. TNT, the Acme stuff, all that was kind of grandfathered in. Johnny Ryan, a comics artist who was hired as the story editor for the new series, further added that the team tried to maintain the spirit of the original show throughout production, while at the same time reflecting modern sensibilities in the show's simple, gag-driven, and visually vibrant stories. And that is absolutely not what you do with the Looney Tunes. You don't bring back all the stuff and try to emulate that and then neuter the most comical aspects of it, because you can take a gun and just wrap it into a bow in the Looney Tunes. What type of stuff like that reflects modern sensibilities or offends modern sensibilities? We're going through the wave of anti-bullying, which I actually personally, I believe that bullying to a certain extent can be a good thing. It does teach a kid to fight back when they fight back. The worst thing you can do for a kid is not teach them how to fight back. Everybody needs to be friends. Everybody needs to get along. No, they don't. You have a right to be an asshole. Ryan explained, Looney Tunes is pretty much the antithesis of that. It's two characters in conflict, sometimes getting pretty violent, and they knew how to use all that stuff for the humor. Absolutely crazy. Everything coming to HBO Max. The new series, which is now streaming on HBO Max, featured 80 11-minute episodes, each comprised of animated shorts that vary in length, include adapted storylines for today's audience. Fans can also forward to a holiday-themed special, and that's where the article ends. And again, it's just crazy that they think they can get away with neutering the Looney Tunes. it just for some people who are so easily offended at the thought of fighting. No, we should let people learn how to fight back, how to just take things uh, straight on, and to forgive as well. People who don't know how to go through conflict never learn how to forgive someone when something bad happens. I've had many friendships myself where they turned sour just because the people didn't know how to forgive, how to turn the other cheek, how to listen to um, an opinion that differs from their own. And I really wish that that kind of attitude would stop. But in today's age, where you can just block someone who you disagree with, it can't even foster that. You get all your little likes from people who agree with you, and you never grow as a person because of these things, because you don't know how to handle conflict, and this type of stuff just reinforces it. All right. Well, that about does it for this video. I've run out of things to say. I thank you once again for checking out my channel. If you've enjoyed my content, go ahead and leave a like or maybe even subscribe. Otherwise, let me know your experience with the Looney Tunes in the comment section down below. I want you guys to take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.